choosing the right tile can be a little difficult. Do you want a rectangle? Do you want a square? Diamond? Is it going on the floor, the wall? That's what we're here for today, is to help you make sure you get the right tile for your project. Hi, I'm Vinny, and I'm here with Big Bobs to talk about tile. But before we talk about tile, we should talk about you. And the best thing for you to do is like this video and subscribe so that way you can see even more great ones just like this. Tile has a really great reputation for being a floor to put anywhere in your home. Kitchen, bathroom, shower, backsplash. Goes a lot of places. But there's so many different types of tile. Ceramic, porcelain, natural stone, glass, metal. What are the differences and why would you want to use one over the other? And what can you expect as far as an investment with tile? We're here today to break it down into nice, easy segments for you. So let's get started. Ceramic tile is one of the most common types of tile, and in fact, it's been around the longest. Ceramic is essentially, if you think of like a clay pot, it's the same style and concept. It's heated and it forms a tile. Oftentimes there's a reddish brownish base, which if you look at the side of the tile, you can see, though this is not always the case, with a layer on top, which is the surface printed screen of the tile look that they're putting onto that base. Ceramic is a very inexpensive material, so therefore ceramic tiles tend to be fairly inexpensive. They're not the most durable tile, but they are very good for commercial settings where you need a large amount, and they are commercially rated. They're also very good for walls where you're not walking on them. And so ceramic has so many great options, and if you are very budget focused, ceramic can be a great choice. Porcelain tile is the next step up from ceramic and the most common tile when it comes to homes in the United States. That's because porcelain is heated at a higher temperature, and therefore when it hardens, it is more durable, so it tends to be longer lasting. Porcelain tile comes in a variety of different looks, but there's two types of porcelain that are very important to know. One is called rectified edge. Rectified edge means that the actual corners of the tile are all in alignment, so it's perfectly flush and square. So when grouting it in, the pieces will lay in very nicely, so it's a lot easier to install. A little bit more expensive, tends to come out a little bit better over the course of a floor. It also helps with levelness of the floor. A rectified edge is definitely preferred over none if you have an unlevel floor or you're using a larger tile. Through body or true body or color body is the other type of porcelain tile that's important to know about. Again, this tends to be more expensive, but essentially what it is they take the primary color in the dye that is on the surface of the tile, and it's actually throughout the tile. So instead of seeing that brownish, reddish, or gray on the side of the tile, the surface color will be throughout the tile. What this means is if you were ever to chip the surface, while the whole pattern and texture wouldn't be there, the primary color would, so it wouldn't be as obvious. And they also tend to be a little bit harder than even your normal porcelain. So porcelain is a higher investment. There are so many ranges of porcelain as far as what you might invest. But the thing that's important to know about it is for the floor, it tends to be preferred over most ceramics. And there tends to be more options for addressing different needs for durability. Natural stone is a video in and of itself, and we probably have one or will soon. But let's just talk about a few things overarching with natural stone. Natural stone tends to be, depending on the stone, quite durable because, well, it's natural stone. You ever try to break a rock? It's not exactly easy. So it tends to make a very good floor for traffic. The thing about natural stone is it's natural, and if you've watched any of our other videos, you know that natural products tend to be quite porous. And what that means is they like to soak in moisture. So natural stone can have issues, especially depending on if you put it in a shower, fun fact, and your water has any acidity in it, and yes, some towns do, it will discolor your natural stone. Yeah, natural stone and moisture don't mix well together, so this is not the kind of floor you really want to mop. You have to seal it, and you should reseal it every 2 to 3 years. So it's definitely a higher maintenance product. And in fact, if you can reseal it every year, that might even work best. There are different types of sealants. Every different type of natural stone has different qualifications it needs, and they tend to be significantly more expensive than porcelain, and especially more expensive than ceramic. So natural stone is an investment. Do your research. If you want it, you're going to have to earn it and work for it. So make sure that's what you really want. If it's just a floor that you're putting down and you want to forget about, don't do natural stone. Glass is great for backsplashes. Don't put it on the floor. It tends to scratch. It's not usually a good idea. There are some exceptions, but for the most part, don't. For the walls, great choice. It really has some nice looks. The important thing to remember about glass is it's see-through. And I know that sounds redundant, but that means whatever you use as your mortar behind it to set it will show through and reflect through the color to an extent. So white mortars are preferable because white, being that it doesn't really have a tone to it, won't impact the color and overall look of the tile. Metal is predominantly used as accent strips, not full tiles, and it tends to be for backsplashes, but obviously metal, especially stainless steel, can be extremely durable. So if you have a kitchen where you're doing a lot of cooking, it can be a great choice as something that will clean quite easily. Before we go, let us know in the comment section below, which of the 5 types of tile we talked about would you be most likely to buy next? Until next time.